Hey, this is whoop. This white balance is gonna be fucked up. I should stand up. Hey, I don't know where to look. This is Ramon Rivas. I'm a stand-up comedian from Cleveland, and Kamal Bell told me I should film shit leading up to my special. So I'm gonna do that. Right now I'm in my room, like I am most days. I'm just kind of chilling. I'll give you a look at my room real quick. Don't judge me that I have an empty ass corner. So there's my messy bed. I have like a bunch of books. I got a big ass check that got a grant for my comedy festival. Got some dope ass albums and shit. I got an old, like, this is some shit my dad refused to throw away when I was younger. And I was kind of like, well, that's dumb. But now I'm kind of appreciative of it. Because I can listen to vinyls and look cool to chicks. I got this for $30. One of the best TV shows in the world. I treated myself to some real expensive boxer shorts. So I'm trying to ball out. So the universe sends me some money. Greatest modern comedian, rest in peace. Greatest ever, rest in peace. There's a box I bought for my nephew of all his favorite things. Jackie Chan's on there for some reason. This is where I used to keep my money that I would stash, like my cash and shit. But I've had to spend it on shit, so it's empty right now. But that's my bank, because I don't trust the banks. Actually, I just have mad overdraft fees, so fuck the banks. I put the spin bike in my room, figuring like I could do the spin bike and like play my video games at the same time. And then I wound up mostly just playing video games. That's my closet. Those are all clean clothes. I'm not about this hanging shit up type of shit. I got posters from cool shows I've done around town. And then this is my chaotic mind planning my comedy festival shit. And this is my workspace. That's where I get shit done. My mom gave me these incenses because she said my weed smells. Because I live with my parents. Not on purpose. Like, I definitely don't live with both my parents on purpose. I purposefully live with my dad because it saves me money on rent. And I live in my childhood home, which I'll give you a tour of. Nah, that's weird. I'm getting ready to go do a radio interview. I'm going to sit in on the Alan Cox show, which is an afternoon drive show on the rock station. WMMS is a historic station in Cleveland. And I'm gonna get to sit in there today and talk about. I'm in town for the next couple weeks, like working out. I just got a Comedy Central half-hour special, which is dope. And I got some shows around town, so we'll go in there and talk about that, and hopefully some other shit. I don't know. We'll see.
Headlining hilarities on Sunday night, yes?
Yes, this
and
Sunday.
Then what? You always have a full slate.
Yeah, I'm headlining there on Sunday, so I'll be running more like closer to like an hour and flushing out like all of my material to kind of get a sense of like what do I want to burn
For Comedy Central?
for the Comedy Central special, because like I don't want to. I hate when you go see a movie trailer and it's like super funny, and you go see the movie and all the funniest parts were in the trailer. Like I don't want
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen when people want to come see me live. Like I want to still have a
Right.
good. So I'll flush it all out there, and then I'm kind of workshopping at May Halls on my off nights while I'm in town, just kind of in the apartment above it, just
Yep.
workshopping. And it's a small space and needs like a dozen people. It fits like 50, and it's just like a real cool vibe for a show. And whatever comics are there, I put up, and it's just been cool. The last couple of nights I've been doing that, and then I'm headlining the Improv on the 25th. And that's when I'll be running like exactly the half hour that I'll be doing on the special.
Right.
And then each club let me kind of pick my openers, which is cool. So I'm gonna have a bunch of the local comics performing on each of those shows.
Because you already got that Comedy Central logo stamped.
Yeah,
Once you do that, you're Ramon Rivas from Comedy Central.
Yeah, and it's cool. Like I was kind of pushing for them to give me at least hilarities, to give me the opportunity to headline like before like something like this came along, and they were like, meh.
How have you never headlined hilarity? Ron White, I didn't know about that, but I mean, there are some guys where if you have the kind of material where it doesn't really require a unique voice or a point of view, then yeah, you can go up and go, so my wife and I.
Yeah.
You know, if
But
you're
I
doing
feel
that.
like once you're at the point where people are consuming, like, in order to get noticed, I feel like you have to distill your point of view down to like what you're talking about, what you're telling jokes about, can't be something other people can do. Like if someone else can do your jokes, you're not as unique as you could be.
Well,
and then you're not going to get noticed.
There's a great premium on originality.
But then,
it's that simple.
But then once you're noticed, like people just kind of whatever you're doing, they'll just like
I saw that you were trying to get your family to New Orleans, which is not. It's not like Comedy Central's flying a bunch of people.
No, so they're giving me a one-time payment, and I'll get like half of it like a week before I go to New Orleans.
Okay.
So like, but flights by then will be like super expensive.
Yep.
So I'm just hoping that like Sunday ticket sales are pretty decent now. Hopefully like people like a lot. And I hope people are like I'm gonna be there, and I'm like, did you buy tickets already, or are you just gonna buy them at the door? Like I'm like, all right. I hope people come. And then I'll just use the money from that to get the tickets, and then because my family doesn't get to go do a lot of stuff, they work, they don't have a lot of money.
Yep.
I remember the only vacation we went on when I was a kid is my mom won tickets to like Disney World and Universal Studios on the radio, so we went down there, and that's kind of it that we did like as a cluster. So it's cool to be able to like aside from trips to Michigan, I don't think the kids have gone and done like anything.
How many people in the family are you talking about?
My mom, my dad, my sister, and then my niece Amarisa, my nephew Josiah, and my nephew Antonio.
Okay, so not a ton.
Not a ton of people. Yeah, everyone else is like, y'all got your own money, y'all are grown up. But like it's that's my mom's Mother's Day present. That's my dad's birthday present.
And a fantastic counter to the Mexican stereotype.
Yes.
Of a 19-person family.
Well,
it's very manageable what you got going on.
If I stepped back and had to fly all my dad's family, my dad's one of 17 kids. So
17 kids?
17, yeah. And so like numerous cousins and all that stuff. So like some of my family from Michigan's flying down, like a couple comic buddies, like my buddy Drew Thomas, who's going to be headlining at the Rock Casino in a couple weeks, and he's going to stick around and do one of the accidental comedy shows I'm doing. He's going to fly, like he has some off time. He says, I'm going to go watch you do your special. And it's cool.
That's
like
nice.
Yeah, it's cool. Dude who like took me to open firm at colleges like years ago is like, all right.
When are you first?
And is this the first meeting of the sides?
No, they've met before.
Okay. Do they like each other?
Yeah,
Speak candidly.
What's weird is
they will after a trip to New Orleans.
Yeah.
This is weird. My sister's been dating her boyfriend longer than Ian and I, my husband, have known each other.
Oh wow.
Or longer than we've been dating, but they're still just boyfriend and girlfriend.
Are they Kurt Russell Goldie Haunting it, or what's going on?
I think it's just monetary. That's all it is.
Yeah,
but
broke people should not get married, man.
No, let me tell you. Yeah, I mean,
just
we're broke now.
Especially because people are like, let's just have a dope wedding, and it's just like you could have like put a deposit on a house, yo. But like
we spent our honeymoon money on a house.
Yeah, and it's like you have to like make grown-up rational decisions. I feel like at that point, but like people get swept up in the majesty of it all.
Yeah, if I could go back, I would not have spent half the money that I spent on our wedding.
Yeah, but we had those conversations ahead of time.
I know, but you know what? You get this idea in your head.
I mean,
you only get married one time.
Well, yeah.
It's not true, though.
To some people.
I'm sitting right here in front of you for 6 years. It's not true.
But you know what? When you got married to Glenn, you guys, I mean, it was smaller, but you did
That's because we were paying for it. When I got married the first time, my ex-wife's family dropped some coin on that wedding.
Yeah.
Okay? So when Gwen and I were getting married, first of all, neither one of us are wired that way.
Yeah,
we would not want like some opulent thing.
Gwen didn't have a dowry?
No. A couple of goats.
Yeah.
If you look around and you figure out how to do things, you're not going to spend a ton of money.
I feel like I would just like rent a campground and then just like do a music festival.
Honestly,
but for my wedding, that'd be dope.
Why in the F did we not have some backyard thing? I love barbecue food.
Yeah, my uncle got married in the backyard. It didn't work out, but
married in the backyard.
It saved a lot of money.
Well, the things that meant the most to me were the things like was having my family there.
Yeah.
She'd probably go, oh, I want to do this, and then fine, you don't complain about it.
Is she charging you vig on what they loaned you?
Yeah, okay. Was it 5%? What is it? So you don't have to pay back? That's pretty good.
She's busting you out like David Scatino in The Sopranos.
Oh, that's right. So let me go back to this, because you used to do, when you started kind of people started to figure out that you were a man about town and doing stuff. You
Mm-hmm.
were doing the Chuckle F shows.
Yes.
Did that become accidental comedy?
Yeah, because I tried to patent that Chuckle F, and it got denied for being too profane.
Gotcha.
Really?
And yeah, and so I had already been. I think it was the third year of the comedy festival, which came about because I was doing a comedy stage at Ingenuity, and then the second year I had like Kyle Kinane and Neil Hamburger book leading up to it. So I made things, connected dots, and pushed it out as a festival, and then boom, boom. So I was like, well, that's a kind of a good name. So I just started calling it Accidental Comedy. And then when Redstone closed and turned into whatever it's called now, they ripped out the stage, and so the shows that I was doing there kind of just didn't have a home anymore. And then moved into a couple of different places. Now it's just pop-up shows all over, but I made it a group effort. I was doing everything by myself the years before that, and now it's Accidental Comedy is a group of comics dedicated to enriching the arts in Cleveland through live comedy and
It's
other
like
performances.
a collective more than just one event.
Yeah, and it's everyone everyone has their own show. Like Jimmy runs a show at Happy Dog called Modern Kicks. It's a Wednesday night show. It's $5. It's a good place to go catch all levels of comics. John Bruton runs a show on Mondays at the Grog Shop called Make 'Em Laugh Mondays. It's him and Nelson Davis, and they have a DJ, and it's a cool vibe. Like
A lot of shows, man.
yeah, and it's Cleveland's very villagey, so everything's kind of spread out a little bit, and the venues like you don't need much to make the show good. It's like I said, for the apartment shows, like 12 people is like a really fun little crowd of people, and then any more than that, it's like excellent.
And you'll be in front of 1,100 in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Is that going to be the biggest crowd you play to?
No, I've done a couple bigger shows. I did the Alan Cox tour. That was about 1,000 at House of Blues. I opened for Hannibal Buress at the Ohio Theater, which I don't know how many people
Oh,
that
okay, but that's a
seats.
good.
That's a pretty good sized theater. And then I opened for him at a college in the University of Cincinnati, and that was probably about 1,200 people.
Oh, okay.
So I've done bigger shows before, and I've performed a couple of theaters. I've done the Lorraine Palace for like 100,
did that.
for like 120 people though. So it was
And
very
it's cavernous if it's not full.
so cavernous.
Yeah.
But
Well, then you'll at least be relaxed on that end.
yeah,
You
and
won't be like, "Ugh."
I know what I'm gonna say. Like there's some things like I know I have jokes like there's not an issue with that, but I'm trying to figure out a way to squeeze in saying something relevant. And so I'm trying to work on a couple of different.
You mean
things.
topical or?
Not topical, but just like I want to say something about some things I care about.
Okay.
If I can, so if I can.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm working on at Mayhall's, and then I'm going to do it. I'm going to Atlanta for a week on the 26th through the 31st. Just kind of my buddy lined up shows for me down there, so I'm going to get a sense of like Southern audiences. I'm going to go to New Orleans a couple of days.
That's a good idea.
Go to New Orleans a couple of days early and run some spots down there, and just kind of like I want to do that, but if I can't figure out a way to make it hit properly or hit in a way I'm happy with, then I'll just do jokes. That's not an issue.
Ramon Rivas is here. He's headlining Hilarities on Sunday night, and you can find him on Twitter. Blazer Ramon is where he is. You got to hang or you got to go?
Yeah, no, I can hang.
Cool.